Brass hit. You locked in with the star treatment. Follow movement at the Star Treat DC. Again. That's at the Star Treat DC. Stay royal. Elite Nation. Brass hit. Brass hit. Brass hit. Brass hit. Brass hit.
Welcome to the Star Treatment, the Elite Dallas Cowboys podcast. I am your host, God's Child. Follow us everywhere at the Star Treat DC. Welcome to the Star Treatment, the Elite Dallas Cowboys podcast. I am your host, God's Child. Follow us everywhere at the Star Treat DC.
Dark, leaving our exclusive mark. Tune in for the final scene. Yeah, you know just what I mean. The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition. After dark, leaving our exclusive mark. Tune in for the final scene. Yeah, you know just what I mean. The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition.
Let's go. Let me see. All right, so we are streaming. All right, let's see. Tip of the year. I just need. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and start the show. All right, I got a lot on tap for y'all, so just make sure we locked in because got a lot to go over with y'all, man. How y'all doing, man? I'm your host, God's Child. This is the Late Night Edition. This is the Star Treatment, all right? For all those who haven't been part of any of the shows yet, we're trying to stack these shows. We can continue to grow the fan base here. Got Cowboys Nation. Everybody know that's the fan base for the Dallas Cowboys, but we want to start a new fan base. We want Cowboy Nation to be part of that, and any Dallas Cowboy fan to be part of that, all right? This is the Star Treatment, all right? This is elite coverage for the elite fans out there. We're going to call ourselves Elite Nation, all right? Got a lot, man. I got a lot to get into. We had a great show last night, and then I just kind of want to double down, like I said, on these shows, man. So I'm going to give you just a little introduction and then some music, and then we're going to get right into it.
Welcome to the Star Treatment, the elite Dallas Cowboys podcast. I am your host, God's Child. Follow us everywhere at the Star Treat DC.
Ooh, yeah. City breathing after dark, leaving our exclusive mark. Tune in for the final scene. Yeah, you know just what I mean. The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition.
All right, baby, let's get into it. All right. So, first thing I want to talk about to Elite Nation. All right. This is a Elite Nation sports talk show, man, for the style treatment. It's all about everything the Dallas Cowboys. I wanted to get on here, especially to kind of double down on what we went over last night. And on my off days, I try to stack these shows. And so we're doing part 3. All right, late night edition, man. So again, I'm always happy to bring the show to you because I always have a nice way that I bring everything together. Got a lot of talking points and some good subjects to talk about, and I always try to maneuver and make sure it's current, and then kind of switch it up and not doing what a lot of these other platforms doing. Not saying that they're not doing it right, because I'm trying to be just like them as far as following things like that. But on the show, man, we're gonna really deep dive into a lot of things with the Dallas Cowboys. So the first thing I want to do, man, is just give you a little intro, all right? So what's up with you, Cowboys Nation? What's up with you, Elite Nation? All right, welcome back to absolutely the best spot for Dallas Cowboy coverage. All right, it's Monday, all right, June 15th, 2026, and we live right now. We out here, man. Everything went down real nice today at Frisco. All right, thermostat was up. It was hot out there, sizzling. Practice field was real nice today. So today we're gonna break down a couple of the blueprints for your 2026 Dallas Cowboys. All right, we're gonna talk about the coach and reload. We're gonna talk about that franchise tag a little bit, maybe some possible deals that can still be made. Sophomore leaps for year 2 with some of the draft picks from last year. And then absolute dogfights been happening with the back end of the roster doing OTAs. And so grab your headphones, lock in, man, because we about to get it, all right? First thing I want to do is just kind of I've been really, really tapped in, man. I've been really listening to a lot of things dealing with the Dallas Cowboys and some things that's going on in camp. I just want to share a couple of things with you, man. So I got some audio that I'm going to queue up, and we're going to talk about it. All right, first thing I just kind of want to talk about is what they doing, man. I believe they stacking on being able to spread that window out for that and for some of the players that have been there the last 3 to 4, maybe 5 years. Just being able to build on top of the trade, and then taking those picks and going getting Quinny and demanding that Kenny Clark be in that trade as well, and then having a good offseason, having an even better draft, and then getting the coaching staff in there, CP doing his thing, and you're gonna hear a little bit about him in OTAs. He was mic'd up, so we'll let you hear a little bit of that. But we're gonna talk about legacy building first and foremost. So we're gonna tap in.
808 thump. Hey, Elite Nation. If you ain't following yet, what we doing? It's the star treatment where Big D's new era get the royal welcome. Hit that follow button at the Star Treat DC. THE Star Treat DC. Again, that's at the Star Treat DC. Drop a star in the comments, slide in the DMs. Tell a friend, we moving as a team. Godchild signing on. Stay royal. Elite Nation.
I think all greatness starts with this, becoming a family first. Because only football families win championships. Football teams and organizations, it's too hard for them. And that's what I told these young dudes, man. I said, listen, man, you see all those old heads running around here. All we have is our history. All we can do is reminisce about our history. You're on the field right now, put pen to paper. You're writing your history. You right now, every play, every day, in every way, you are out here writing your history. Right well.
That was Michael Irvin talking about what he's been seeing with some of the young players, and that too, man. Of course they got a good relationship, but Michael Irvin, synonymous with always bigging up in the Cowboys. And sometimes, you know, he get the pom-poms out a little bit too much at times when you want to hear him kind of say certain things too. But, man, Mike, I love him, man. I love him for what he always been to the Cowboys, what he done for us as an organization, being part of the triplets, being part of a lot of people tell you it was Mike Irvin, the one that stirred the pot and kept everything going as far as the veterans and being a young buck coming in there from Miami, used to winning and having all that swag with him, and being able to be coached by his coach in college, and then wear that star and wear it well, man. He the reason we talk about the 88s, you know, when it comes to the wide receivers and things like that. So Mike input reaches a lot, man. A lot of people listen when he talk, and he's not delusional. I mean, he just chooses not to talk about a lot of the negativity stuff. He like to talk about the positives, and he like to be encouraging as well. So, and I appreciate that about Mike. But like you said, man, he was just talking about those young fellas out there and those players, man, that's hungry to win. Some of the draft picks coming in. Caleb Downs, man, really grabbing him and talking to him about what it's going to take, man, at this level to carry on with what he done at Ohio State and Alabama, I believe it was. One year, I believe it was there. Just him bringing in his leadership ability and being around great programs and stuff, bringing that to Dallas, and putting his work in the film room and the class, and then showing that leadership to the veterans. And the veterans been talking highly about Caleb Downs as well, man, as far as what he's been doing with his time as a piece that's going to help the Cowboys become great again. Quinny Williams, Kenny Clark, a lot of those players, man, on the defensive side that are the hogs and the muscle. I've been talking about how Caleb been been a rug rat, man, in the film room. A lot of times they're looking for him around the facility. Kind of find out when they looking for him, man, he right in that film room. So again, Mike talked about the culture, man, and talked about what it's going to take to not only grab the bull by the horns, but to make an impact in Dallas. And the only impact that most of us really care about in Dallas is not just winning, but winning championships and doing it with swag like we did for all them years, man. You know, like I said, when we beat people, we beat the best that it was to beat, and we beat them. We ain't just, you know, edge them out and things like that. We physically beat them on the field and physically won those games when we was hoisting Lombardi trophies back to back to back. So, you know, and even going back to them Roger Staubach years and them setting precedents back then as well. So, again, he said that they have to take their pen and write their own legacy, and it starts today. So I really like that, man, from Mike talking about that. So I want to talk about first segment, man, is going to be about the Christian Parker era, right? And so what does that mean? The defense got overhauled. Like I said yesterday, we could talk about the elephant in the room. Last year, defense was absolutely a disaster, man. Under the previous regime, all right, we wanted to understand where we were going. And we looked at it, the cold hard facts, and it was just none. Nothing came to fruition when it came to the 2025 Dallas Cowboy defense. Man, their ranks was abysmal, man. Scoring defense, they was the highest in the league with giving up 30 points a game. So you had an offense that was providing 30 points a game for you, and then you had a defense that was giving up 30 points a game, man. Tell me, how is it possible for you to have an offense that was that prolific? And again, they want to be better. I'm hearing CD and I'm hearing that, and they say, hey, man, we wasn't the number one offense in the league. We scored a lot of points, but we wasn't the number one offense. I believe you could have been that if defense could have got a couple of stops in each one of them games and give you a couple of more possessions. You could put points on the board. But again, the scoring defense gave up 30 a game. Total defense was 30th in the NFL. Passing defense was 32 in the NFL. And on third down, the down that counts, they was the worst defense in the whole entire NFL on third down. You ain't beating nobody, man, if you can't get off the field on third down. So with that being said, the defense was at a historically underperforming, and just is exactly why the front office pulled the trigger in January 22nd and hired one of the youngest defensive coordinators in the league, Christian Parker. Everybody called him CP. He's one of the youngest defensive coordinators in franchise history. He brings an absolutely championship pedigree to the division from the rival Eagles, and they were sick to their stomach when we snatched them. So, and like I said, I keep harping on this. So many outlets, so many people close to football, and I'm talking about close to good people that got knowledge of Christian Parker, man. He was there when Denver first started to assemble their top defense that they got and still got. He went over to the Eagles and did his thing there, man. He's been under Fangio. He's been under, I believe it's Vance, and when he was at Denver. He's been under some good defensive coordinators, man. So he bringing his own little flavor to the table. Just to give you his resume, we're going to start from the beginning. In 2013 and 2016, he was the defensive back and recruiting coordinator for Virginia State and Norfolk State. All right, Parker runs a highly modern fluid gap. Half system is derived from his time being under Vic Fangio. And then in 2017, 2018, he was the defensive analyst at Notre Dame. All right, remember them years when the defense was so good? He was part of that. And he was also at Texas A&M under Mike Elko. All right, and then in 2019 to 2020, he was the defensive quality coach, control coach in Green Bay under Mike Pettin. Who developed developed Jair Alexander. Then 2021, 2023, he was the defensive back coach for the Denver Broncos, where he mentored Patrick Surtain too, the second, and Justin Simmons to all-pro seasons under Christian Parker. So then from there, he was in 2024 to 2025. He was the pass game coordinator and defensive back coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, who won a Super Bowl under him. And he guided them to the number one pass defense and top 5 scoring defense in 24, and then top 5 scoring defense in last year. All right, so. Just, putting that in perspective. And then we hired him in that present time. He's our defensive coordinator. All right. So like I said, he learned under Vic Fangio. He had an emphasis on heavy pre-snap communication and disguise and post-snap coverage packages. He's letting his elite athletes make plays with a clear mind instead of overthinking. And I hear a lot of that from OTAs, just listening to him call out things and coaching people up. To help him install his philosophy, CP assembled an aggressive and high-energy coaching staff that starts with Marcus Dixon, who's the defensive line coach who worked with Quinny Williams for a lot of his career. So he's in there, former NFL defensive lineman, highly respected developer of interior trenches with a focus on heavy-handed and run-stuffing structure. All right, then Chidori Uze Drubu, who's the outside linebacker edge. He's an elite young pass rusher specialist who focuses on setting rigid edges and turning premium edge rushers loose. All right, so we got some rushers who he gonna need to definitely coach them up and work with them. Christian got a hell of a defensive coordinator staff, man, defensive coaching staff, and he got big confidence in them. All right, Dimitri Brim, linebacker coach, former college standout, specialized in fast flow, side to side, sideline, off the ball, run defense, and modern zone dropping techniques. Then you got B.D. Jordan, pass rush specialist. His technique is masterminding and renowned for being a private trainer that especially brings out and builds exotic type sub packages for rush patterns. All right. So roster turnover, out with the old, in with the new. Parking unit will feature at least 7 new starters from week 1 compared to last season. I said that on the last show that there's 13 people that either started or played significant time last year on defense that are not there. All right. Then you get you clear out all that. Front office helped to clear that out for people that was underperforming, some legacy players, and then hand the keys to CP so that he can do an incredible job with a hungry young roster. All right, and then the crown jewel, some of the additions, the front office traded up to get phenom Caleb Downs out of Ohio State, 11th round overall pick. They paired him with some elite foundational anchor pieces up front, Quinny Williams, Kenny Clark. You got a high cap number, but you place that with high octane energy and speed, and then having that defense being built now on modern spacing and just execution of the scheme. All right. So, man, I could just, go on and on and on, but just want to kind of give a little sound bite right here. Just a little small breaky break. And then we're going to get right back into it. You are listening to The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition. All right. Late Night Edition. And we talking all Cowboys.
City breathing after dark, leaving our exclusive mark. Tune in for the final scene. Yeah, you know just what I mean. The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition.
Watching my dog go crazy, pretty sure he enjoyed it. We got all this out there. You can't guard all of this. See you later for a touchdown. Javante touchdown. Burger for a touchdown. It's a blessing to be out there with those guys. So Lee Davis, 43 on the way. Bringing it over, big field goal. Oh, that man to go. You stack these days, you stack these wins. I'm so proud coming over the room. Thankful heart you got to show it, being able to come out here and serve others. You can get a hug. Look, hugs go around. What's up? Give me a hug. There we go. Merry Christmas to all my beautiful people out there. We got Santa in the house. Legacy, I want to let you know I work for. The heartbeat of this football team is different. I will fight with you guys anytime, any place. We can only do so much alone, but together, we're healthy. Build a monster.
So that was just a little energy from what's been going on in camp. And, some of the energy from last year was kind of like a little montage put together. Just letting you know, giving you a little insight on the culture changed from Shoddy's first year, and now we just excited about his second year. All right, I'm gonna give you a hot take, man, for Christian Parker. All right, Christian Parker. I want to look in the camera when I say this. He's going to transform that defense from being 30th in the league to a team that's going to be close to top 10. And what I'm saying by that is, and some people, they shooting for middle of the pack. I'm shooting for that too, but my hot take ain't going to be middle of the pack. I'm saying that there's potential and opportunity that I believe in, that this defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the league. Probably not top 5, but I'm going to say they're going to be in that top 10. All right, maybe at 10, teetering at 10. You got a mixture. Like I said, that defense was horrible last year, so he ain't got nothing but up to go anyway. But middle of the pack is what most folks is asking from this defense, and I think they're definitely going to meet that. I'm going to take it a step further and say that they're going to be a top 10 defense this year for this season. You got a mix of Quinny Williams up front. You got Caleb Downs on the back end. I think that's going to make it a little hard, man, for some opposing quarterbacks out there with that man calling the defense and being so multiple as he always talk about. All right. Elite Nation, my question for you is, do you think Christian Parker can fix our secondary in 1 year? Did the front office leave him too young on the boundary? I want you to drop something in the chat on that. I'm going to repeat that again. Elite Nation, your question of tonight is, do you think Christian Parker can fix our secondary in 1 year? Or did the front office leave him too young on the boundaries for that to accomplish? I want you to drop something in the chat. Again, follow us on Twitter X right now and on Instagram at The Star Treat DC. All right, it's Everything Cowboys. Make sure you follow the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter X again at The Star Treat DC, and follow on Facebook and YouTube at The Star Treatment. All right, it's where we want you to interact with us everywhere. You can jump in the live chat right now, and you can do that. All right. Everything elite about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm speaking to Cowboy Nation. I'm speaking to all those Dallas Cowboy fans. But as far as when it comes to the star treatment, everything elite. So we talking to our fan base, Elite Nation. Again, the question of the night is, do you think Christian Parker can fix our defense in 1 year? All right. Now, let's get to the second part of the show, supercharged, because I'm hyped up about my man being in Frisco today, showing up, and that is George Pickens, GP. Man, he supercharged the star today, man. Let's talk about it, man. He came in last year, ignited the offense. He arrived as a blockbuster trade from Pittsburgh. That was back in May of 2025. And then he put the work in, man. Absolutely a master class in the debut season wearing that star. So, again, 3-year statistical trajectory when it came to him. He was always looked at as a good wide receiver. A lot of people thought he was a problem for teams. Jerry was willing to take a chance on him. All we did is give up a 3rd-round pick for him, and he wound up leading the team in reception. So let's look at his years, man. So he always had good stats. His 2023 season with Pittsburgh, he had 63 receptions. He had 1,140 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. His accolades was, being able to just take the top off vertically and being a weapon. Of course, he didn't have the good quarterback play there. And then in 2024, he had 67 receptions. He had, again, posted another 1,155 yards in receiving. And then he had 6 touchdowns, and he was clearly number one wide receiver in a tough offense. The offense wasn't great at all on no levels. And then last year with us, he had astronomical year, 93 receptions, 1,429 yards, 9 touchdowns. He was AP second team, All-Pro, made the Pro Bowl. and was the Pro Bowl offensive MVP in that game. All right, so he did his thing, man, last year while wearing that star. And, just want to, put that out there as far as respect. He came in today, showed up for OTAs. On February 27th of 2026, the Cowboys officially placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on GP, which prevented him from walking. And GP signed it, man. He signed it on April 29th, meaning he's locked in for this season. It's a one-year rental, most people saying, but we can sign him long-term. The number is going. If you look in the mirror, it's going to be right now. It's booming in the wide receiver market. So if it's going to be long time, you're probably going to expect the Cowboys to make a deal something like 4 years, around 132. That'll have it like at 33 mil on the average, and that'll be roughly about maybe 85 million in guaranteed money. All right, they can do it. People talking about they can't do it. They can do it, man. They always. I can tell you, Stephen Jones, he be working his wonders, man. When deals get done, he do get them deals done and make them fiscally responsible for us to be able to kind of flip them and turn some of that money into accelerated signing bonus. That way you kind of spreading the money out a little bit and able to use some money each and every year with those levers in there to be able to have a lot of room when it comes to cap. We just had some years where we was current dead money for a minute. And last year was that year where we kind of was able to kind of get away from some of them contracts. And again, now you're able to have money to play with. And so we went out and took the money and spent it on some good players and kind of signed some players to some good deals. And so kudos to the Joneses for doing all those things. All right. So what's the benefit mutually for both GP and the Cowboys? So if you look at it from Pickens' standpoint, he just go out and absolutely ball out again with Dak Prescott at the helm and CD on the other side. And I said last night, you got A1 on both sides. You ain't got no A1 or AB. I hear a lot of Cowboy fans talking all crazy, talking about CD is wide receiver 2. I ain't even doing that. I ain't talking silly and stupid like that. No way you can call that man receiver 2. And he one of the top 5 best wide receivers in the league. And he been doing it at a high level. And GP came in and balled out. But you remember CD had missed a game or two with an injury. So his stats was a little down last year. But as far as touchdowns and things like that, his numbers were still up there. With him being able to have single cover matchups, because you got to pick your poison with them. It's going to maximize him as far as being able to get the same production from him, maybe even better. He's always a 50-50 type dude that you can just throw the ball up. He make catches with 2 people on him consistently. So his ability on the big stage is one of the best in the league. So you got him and CD, and then you got Ferguson, and hopefully if Fanoy step up and Kayvon do what he been doing. Some people call Kayvon a trick pony. I like the trick pony that keep stretching that defense and keep running past people in them zones and things like that and being able to get easy touchdowns. Then for Dallas, you just secure arguably one of the most terrifying wide receiver duos in the league. And so doing that, you have both wide receivers. That duo should definitely continue to keep pushing each other, stretching the boundaries of what they could do together. And again, extend the window for Dak Prescott so that give him even more of an ability to be able to dictate. And then if Christian Parker could do his thing on the other side, now you got a defense that can get people off the field and maybe stop them in certain points of the game to get a ball back to that and CD and GP and the running game and let that offensive line do what they've been doing. And man, that's a growing pain for the league if those things can come together that way. All right, so close up, George Pickens walked in on the practice field today and spinning the football. and had a massive grin on, and he said, "I'm here to work," and the tag is handled. So now it's about getting that chemistry down with that, and Dad talked about it, and I listened to Shoddy talk. I'm gonna let y'all hear a little bit. He talked about talking to him every day, being locked in with him. CD was talking about it. You know, they got a good relationship, and that's just nice, man. So at some point, you know, you're gonna look at it. The league league ain't want to see him walk through the door. They want to see drama, so you ain't get that now. So League Nation, we building something special, right? My other hot take is gonna be George Pickens will outperform his contract last year. I ain't gonna say he's gonna outperform CD, but he's gonna outperform what he did last year, and I believe CD gonna do the same. All right, so you got that, and then you can pretty much command that $135 million I talked about a season. That's just a wrap. You can wrap that up. All right, Elite Nation. Again, my question for you, like I had a question before, if we pay GP that contract, $33 million a year long term alongside CD, you think that's too much cap tied up in two receivers? I want to know on Twitter X right now, man, and on Instagram. I want to know. The question again for Elite Nation is, would you pay GP that $33 million or more in a long-term contract for 4 years, which is going to take that long, and then have him alongside CD? You think that's too much money tied up in two receivers? And I want to know what you think on Twitter X and on Instagram on that question. All right. Now, this the part right here. This is the meat right here. This was something I wanted to tackle. And that is on the third segment, I want to talk about Coach Shoddy in year 2. All right. So again, we looked at the man steering the entire ship, Brad Schottenheimer. All right. Heading into season 2, hit the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys after taking over from Mike McCarthy last year. Schottenheimer led the team in highs and a highly uneven record. All right, 7-9-1. Make no mistake about it. That's a mediocre record all day, every day. All right, but it was because the defense just was a complete mess and a complete collapse. But on the other side of that, Schottenheimer led an elite offensive attack that was dynamic for the entire year. Not just a little bit of the year, but the entire year. All right. The offense total offense, they was ranked second in the NFL in yards. Scoring offense, they was ranked 7th. Again, that's because you got a defense that can't stop nobody to allow them to get the ball back, because I guarantee you, middle of the road, top 10 defense, I'm calling it, you're going to get more opportunities. Our offense is going to be the number one offense in the league this year. All right, barring injury. Ball security, they went the top 3 fewest giveaways in the league. So that means that while that offense was prolific, they was not turning the ball over. They had some games where they did do that, but Schottenheimer's system is a blend of a signature West Coast elements, which he got that from his dad and some other places he'd been at, deep vertical timing concepts. And for the entire year, he was the play caller that was handling the offense. His offensive staff includes some key position specialists that'll push the offensive line, and you've seen improvements. Booker was a standout as a rookie, taking people lunch money on the field last year as a rookie, and he just keep talking about getting better and better and better. So if you got them being able to protect some leads and being able to run the ball, it's like pick your poison. And then that defense just need to do what it do and need to step up. All right. So I think I got the soundbite queued up. Let me see if it's this one. See if it's this one.
What we were saying before you. Hey, let's talk later because I agree. Whatever you guys were saying, I probably agree.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. You got Sam Howell. You acquired him offseason. Obviously, you got Joe. Just how have they been looking? It's very early. How have they been looking so far?
Both doing good. You know, like we've talked about, Calvin, this is one of those deals where it's not real football. We're doing way more 7-on-7 than than honestly I like to do, because I don't think it's real football. Quarterbacks like to get maybe not chased, but it's part of the game. And so, but they're both doing good. We're rotating them evenly. The first week was Joe getting most of the twos and Sam mixing in, and this week it's the other way around. But it's going to be a fun competition, and I love how they're pushing each other to be great.
Did Joe not do something enough for you to say, going into this year, he's my number 2 guy? Or is it more about you want to create competition?
Yeah, I think we're always trying to raise the level and improve the room any chance we get. And we've been very fortunate here, having some really great, young men that are competitors filling those spots, but you're always looking to build as much depth as you can. And a guy like Sam Howell, when you think about it, it's crazy. Sam Howell has more starts than Cooper Rush. Which is, because he started the 1 year at Washington, right? I think the entire year. He's been exposed to been in a lot of different systems, which I think is great for all of us.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys, this little housekeeping to start off. Who's not practicing for the wedding or whatever?
Well, I mean, there's lots going on, so I actually have my handy-dandy thing because I knew you were going to ask me. Really what we're dealing with, Duran's doing great, coming off the foot. Ezraku's excused today. He's doing great. He's dealing with something personal. Jonathan Mingo's got a groin strain. He'll be limited mocks and walkthroughs that you guys don't see. Jalen Thompson's dealing with a little minor pec strain, nothing crazy. And then I'll let you guys know Matt Hennessy is having neck surgery today. He had a disc issue that showed up, and more than likely, no timetable, but more than likely probably PUP guy for us.
Oh, is someone here or not here?
He's here. Yeah, he's here, yeah. I mean, you got time for a honeymoon. I mean, the wedding's fine, but the honeymoon can wait a couple weeks, right?
Pickens is not here, right?
Yeah, no.
You talked about competition, and you certainly talked about competition back to quarterback. What does that look like at left tackle? Is it open competition? Are they alternating reps like they're doing it back at quarterback, or is it Tyler to lose?
No, same thing. So week 1 was Tyler Guyton with the ones, and then week 2 it actually started in phase 2. So this week I think Tyler's back. Tyler Guyton's back with the ones this week, but it's been a full week. What we're trying to do this year a little different. I think it's better. Again, as we evolve and grow and I learn, is let them do it for a week, or a number of practices, so you get a chance of, hey, he had a bad day, had a good day, but you want to see it more consistently. So we're giving them really kind of 3 practices in a row to get those reps and to work with those guys, but it's an open competition. And again, both those guys are fighting hard for it. They're both working really, really hard, both on the classroom or in the classroom and off, and it should be a fun one.
Are there any other position like that where you're purposely rotating? Is that doing the same thing back up running back on you doing any other position like you're doing like that?
Yeah, I mean, most of them where there's not a true established guy. Like we're excited. Let's talk about the running backs for a second. Javonte, obviously tremendous year last year, but we're really excited about the young guys with Jaden and Phil. Malik Davis, we know what he is. Izzy's a guy that we really like coming out of Pitt. So I would say really most positions that don't have a established, like a no-brainer guy, we're creating competition, and we're also moving pieces around. Like you're going to see Kobe Durant, playing corner but playing nickel. You're going to see Caleb Downs playing safety, playing nickel. You're going to see, Marist moving around doing different things. So we want to create competition. Now's the time to do it because, again, we're getting through the installs for the first time, and then when we get into training camp, it heats up a little bit more.
Did you mention CD, by the way?
CD?
They're part of that group?
Yeah. CD's not here today. Yeah, he had excused absence.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
A quick Pickens question.
Yep.
Obviously, he's not been around next week if he's here for the mini camp. Do you anticipate limiting his work just because you don't know where he's been or what he's been doing exactly?
Yeah, we'll be smart. I have no questions. He's working, but what you don't want to do is put a guy in here that you don't know exactly where he's at, Todd, because let's be honest, we don't truly know how much running he's doing, and he's obviously a great athlete, but we'll be smart, but there's plenty of things he can do from the mocks to the walkthroughs and get him back into the system. But again, if we're cautious, it's just because we want to be cautious. It's not because we don't think he's not working. We think he's putting in the work and preparing to have a hell of a year.
And then we've
There
heard
they are. See, they're fired up. Yep, they're out there.
we've heard a lot of coaches talk about a second-year jump for players. For you, what's a second-year jump as you go into your year 2 as head coach?
I mean, it's obviously going to start with more wins. Getting the culture to continue to grow. Like I said, I think in one of the deals this year, the culture has been really fun to create because you got a lot of new faces, and we certainly weren't expecting as many changes on the defensive staff that we ended up making. But I'm excited about the culture. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to wins and losses. I feel much more comfortable in year 2. I think I've got my hands around more of the things that I want to, and I've also been able to, really do a after action report on myself and making little tweaks throughout, and just much more comfortable.
What are some of those things you've gotten your hands around more, do you think?
Well, I mean, being more involved in the defense early on, that's a big one. Being more involved in special teams, being really the head coach and in charge of all 3 phases, and having a handle of that. I think, the personnel side of it has been good for me to dive back into the 3-4 world. And then practice schedules, meetings. I'm a big guy on don't rinse and repeat, and try to change things up. But we'll make some adjustments to some of the practice schedules we do for training camp and things like that. Some of our daily schedule, and even the way we practice during the season. So all those things have come from me doing after action reports of myself, but also talking to some of my peers and asking them how they do it. Guys have been doing it for a number of years, and I've been fortunate to have.
So that was just a little bit from Shoddy, man. Hey, I told you, man, like, y'all better stop playing with that, man. He had a nice year for a head coach coming in who was supposed to be lame duck coach, yes man coach, supposed to be somebody that's just there for the position and not mean anything really, because it's Jerry's team and he's incapable of letting his coaches do their thing. And I think Jerry got tired of hearing a lot of the mouth from some of y'all people out there that think y'all know more football than him. He's in the Hall of Fame for more than just what he done with the Dallas Cowboys. All right, businessman, been able to impact the NFL and push the NFL forward. Y'all gonna stop playing with him. And I think he was just like, he's just tired of it, man. Like, some of it was him contributed to a degree. He stopped a lot of the podcast after the game stuff, coming out in the media and giving y'all all them sound bites. He been cleaning that up the last 2 years. I noted it going back 3 years ago. All right, but it was really noticeable last season, and it was so much noticeable that people couldn't stop talking about it this year. All right, because they didn't think it was real. But the guy gave you it last year, gave you it in the off season, and then he only talked because he always do a State of Union address during the combine, right after the combine, and he gave you that and told you some of the things like they got long-term plans for George Pickens, and he was truthful with you to let you know, he didn't talk to the agent yet, and a lot of people, keep thinking about the Micah Parsons deal and things like that, but Jerry know what he got in GP, and he always is transparent with his players. Blow smoke up their ass. He pretty much tell them what he want to do and get their feedback and input, and then he try to do things that are human and of an owner that has always taken care of his players. All right, so I wasn't worried about that at all. But you heard Shoddy talking about the things he learned from year one. And being a little bit different, a little smarter, and kind of doing things a little different this year. Even this season, he said he's going to do some things a little different. Man got a plan. Man always had a plan. He talked about 2 coaches that if he can get them on his coaching staff, he was going to do that. So big shout outs to Shoddy. All right. My hot take is Shoddy offense going to finish number 1 in total yards and scoring this season, and they're going to have a complete masking with the defense being able to turn some people over. and get some mistakes that'll secure multi-year extension for him. So I believe he's going to, like I said, lead the league. The Cowboys on offense going to lead the league in yards from scrimmage, and they're going to lead the league in scoring as well. And I believe he's going to get a multi-year deal after this year is over and secure his spot as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. All right. So, Elite Nation, my question is, do you got full faith in Shoddy as your head coach? And in his debut season at 7-9-1, does that give you pause? I want to know right now on Twitter X and on Instagram, do you got faith in Shoddy and what he going to be able to accomplish this year? Or do you hit the pause button? All right, let's talk about the defensive leap from a couple of players that I wanted to highlight and talk about. So Christian Parker defense, it's going to work. He got I believe, three young phenomenal pieces that must make a big impact from last year to this year. So we're going to take a look at them, all right? They stand physically and statistically. I believe that these three players, if they show upgrade, one of them need to stay healthy. The other two needs to just make an impact and build on what they're learning in the classroom and under Christian Parker and the rest of the defensive coaching staff. So number one for me is Agent Zero, DeMarvion Overshown. All right, he's locked in right now as the Mike 1, so he's the middle linebacker right now. His stats from last year: 28 tackles. Again, he didn't come back until late in the season. 28 tackles, 15 solo. He seemed like he really wasn't healthy, and that was just 6 games. He had a total of 218 total defensive snaps. He got an injury history. He missed 12 games last year due to a lingering knee injury that he started the season with, and then the final 2 games. He had a late season concussion. All right, so the outlook this year is he's fully healthy, completely shredded the knee brace. Parker has explicitly told Overshown that after the draft that he will move him to Mike linebacker, which he already did, and then he's going to be the sideline missile for him and absolutely make it hard on these quarterbacks from his defensive standpoint. So he'll be able to handle some of the pre-snap modifications closer to the line of scrimmage, get a better feel of the game so he can make decisions quick, because that's what we lacked on line from all our linebackers last year, man. They could make a decision on no plays before snap or whatever. And, again, terrible. All right, Murs Leofau, all right. He started out with us at a good year that first year. Second year, I believe they just didn't use him right. All right, so again, he had less snaps than Overshown had, and he only played 6 games. All right, he had 200 snaps, 16 solo tackles, 6 pressures, and 1 sack. Injury history is mostly health been it's been rotational, so it's not like he was had any healthy problems. He just wasn't in the rotation. All right, and that was in his rookie year when they had a schematic change, and you know what it was. His defensive game was terrible. But he had solid PFF grades for run defense, but he just struggled in coverage a little bit. His PFF grade was 28.5, and I just think that was because he just was unsure of himself being taken out so much that he couldn't get a feel of the game a lot of times. So the outlook for him in this year is going to be that he's going to take heavy rotation as the wheel. CP already told him he's going to use him as just a raw downhill power, plug in internal run lanes, just tear it up, take over those gaps in his half system setup. The third player that I wanted to highlight was Siobhan Revel Jr., the quarterback. Last year, he showed some flashes, but again, he was extensive on the boundary on snaps. In the 17 Christmas Day thrill against Washington, he finished with a rookie campaign of 35.2 PFF grade across limited action. Again, he has a history of injury. That's why he fell to the third round out of East Carolina, while he was touted to be one of the best corners in that same draft. All right. He was rehabbing a collegiate AC tear that he suffered in September of 2024. Dallas still drafted him, brought him along slow. Last year, he didn't see the field until I think it was like game 8 or 9. And then that was when they kind of said, all right, we want to see what you can do. So he still had a little bit of lingering issues from the injury. He flashed a lot of elite and lateral mobility with length and everything to be able to defend that sideline. And then that'll be opposite of Deron Bland, which they've been practicing together in OTA. So visually, you got Overshown talking to reporters post-practice, hyped up, just got married and everything. Sweat dripping on his face, looking a little bigger in the upper body. And he said CP came up to him, met him right after the draft and said, "You my Mike." And that was CP coming right up. So you're going to run the show, he told him. It's going to be a lot of traffic to play through, but you'll be closer to the ball to make a play on every play. And that's something that Overshown said he loved. So my hot take is going to be that Demarion Overshown, he'll have over 100 tackles this year, and he'll notch about 5 sacks, and that'll make him a Pro Bowler, starting at Mike for Christian Parker and his defense. So my question for Elite Nation is, which of these 3 young players will have the most crucial success in Christian Parker defense? Will it be Overshown? Will it be Leofow? Or will it be Revel Jr.? Again, I'm asking you. Hot take for Elite Nation tonight. The question is, which of these young players on defense will make the most crucial success this year? Will it be Overshown? Will it be Leofow? Or will it be Revel Jr.? All right. My 5th segment, I want to talk about a couple of players who we picked up in the undrafted free agency after the draft. It was 2 players I want to talk about, and then 2 players from last year that flashed a lot, one more than the other. And we're going to talk about the 2 players from undrafted free agency that we picked up. All right, so they either going to be bubble watches for Frisco and OTAs as far as standing out. And these players, they're going to have to fight, man, for their lives to probably make the team. I think 3 of them really. I think 3 of them, 2 of them for sure, I think going to make an impact. One, he was in the doghouse last year, but listening to him talk this year, interviews and stuff like that, sound like a different player. And then Anthony Smith, who was a standout in college. Small college, though, but he was a standout. He needed to make an impact, too. So we're going to talk about the players that specifically going to be on the bubble, and we're going to talk about some of them that flash, and we're looking forward to them making an impact. So one is Ryan Flournoy. All right, let's talk about him. So last year, the year before, he was our 2024 pick. He flashed with plays, making plays deep downfield, being able to stretch the defense. Late in 2025, he averaged about 36.9, so that's about 40 yards a game over active weeks. The buzz around OTAs is Flournoy has he's just caught in a logjam at wide receiver behind Lamb and Pickens anybody would be. But I said that if he builds on next year, he can display a massive upgrade for that third receiver to run alongside them and the tight end Jake Ferguson. So he's going to need to make a massive impact on special teams. So he's going to have to be like a chain mover to be able to pick up, in certain plays and downs and passes that has his name on them. He's just going to have to make those plays like he did and avoid being cut. All right, so it's 5 players I'm actually going to talk about. The other player is Jaden Blue, the running back. We drafted him out of 5th round of Texas. I liked him at Texas, even though some people say he couldn't break the lineup to be the starter, but they used him a lot down the stretch. So that says a lot in that year when they was on the road to NCAA college football championship. He was the starting back in that. I think those last 5 to 6 games where they leaned on him. So with that being said, he spent a lot of his rookie year in the doghouse. All right, so the buzz is that Blue has absolutely been the talk of Frisco. All right. I listened to him, like I said, talking some interviews. He has taken a stranglehold of a change the pace back, having those duties. He's flashed elite receiving upside too as well out the backfield, which they love about. And he got explosive dynamic about him being able to cut and stuff like that on a dime. He showed that in that game where he ran for almost 200 yards rushing as well. So he showed flashes of what he can do, and he'll be running back too. Some people think it's going to be Maffa, but I just think it'll only be Maffa if they want to go that thunder and lightning type thing. If they want to go lightning and have a player that all he need to do is just learn how to pick up blitzes and stuff like that to protect that back there, because you can't be on the field if you can't do that part. But he flashing and he just seemed like a different player. Even Coach Shoddy talked about that. So he just need to continue to build. All right. And then I want to talk about these 3 players. First person I want to talk about is Michael Trigg, the tight end, undrafted out of South Florida. The buzz been crazy with him, 6'3", 240. Trigg flashes a rare athlete trait for the red zone and red zone drills. He's been absolutely crazy. If he can master that, the blocking script and he said he liked doing that as well. His natural receiving capabilities could easily make him move from tight end 3 to tight end 2, and I think that's where he's going to be at anyway. All right. The other player I wanted to talk about is Drew Shelton. They talked about him. Possibly the coaching staff said he made an immediate impact as far as cross training was concerned. Dallas have him taking extensive reps at both the tackle spot and kicking inside as a guard, maximizing his versatility. They said he'll probably start with certain things to help provide him so that he can step up when like being on an island or whatever. So I think they're kind of just trying to see if he can play and be versatile, playing 2 different positions. All right. So again, like I said, he's definitely turning some heads down in Frisco and OTAs. All right. The 4th person I want to talk about, 5th person actually, I want to talk about is Anthony Smith, the wide receiver we got. Again, undrafted free agent. He's in that class of our 2026 class. The buzz about him has been he's just absolutely speed merchant. He lights it up going deep down the field, special teams and return drills. That's what he's going to need to do to make the team. A lot of people won't be able to do that. Coach Shoddy talked about that as well. Elite consistency as a route runner improves his vertical separation caught Shoddy eye as far as, what they've seen on film. And then, what he's been doing since he's been at OTA. So I'm not going to give you a hot take on that. I just want to say that I think there's a chance that those 3 players, undrafted free agency, all of them can make the team. They're just going to have to do it in different ways. All right. Now, before I exit, I just want to talk about the real chatter that's been exclusive. All right. That's Caleb Downs. The hype train is absolutely at a fever pitch. Veterans are really talking about him already, calling him out. He's calling out audibles like he a 5th-year vet already, man. So you got that going on with him. Dallas is actively seeking to try to make a trade for a veteran physical linebacker and to be inside linebacker to compete with Marcel. to provide some experience and assurance policy just in case somebody get hurt, primarily Overshown. So they're looking for a potential, future day 3 asset to try to possibly get them that player as well. And my hot take is going to be that Jaden Blue, he'll make the team. He'll compete for the second running back spot, but he definitely going to have to do some great things on special teams to be able to make that happen. And I believe he's going to have over 700 yards from scrimmage this year. So that'll be the ultimate compliment to Javonte Williams. All right. So, Elite Nation, my last question of the night is, which one of the 5 standouts that I talked about won't make or will make the 53-man roster? Drop your comments in below on Twitter X, on Instagram at The Star Treat DC. Again, that's at The Star Treat DC. All right, I just want to play some audio for you. Play a couple of some of the other audio that I had for you, and then we're going to make it on out of here.
Dark, leaving our exclusive mark. Tune in for the final scene. Yeah, you know just what I mean. The Star Treatment, Late Night Edition.
Follow at the Star Treat DC. Again, that's at the Star Treat DC. Stay royal. Stay royal.
They thought we was finished when 11 walked out. Kenny in the middle. James Houston cleaning the house. Bland on the boundary, Rebel on the rise. New era defensive, open up your eyes. Doomsday reloaded, we ain't banned. We ain't break. 11 dudes flying. Bring whatever you make.
Hey, yo, one to chop.
Digging up pocket. Scanning the field. 2-1 receivers, that's a wax seal deal. CD on the slot, pickers on the boundary. Pick your poison, defense. Ain't no recovery. Star to star, gold all on them. Throw it up. A1's coming down with it.
See the digits in the glass, legacy on the knuckles, we don't worry about the past. 5 stars on the chest, glitched in the design. DC to the world, yeah, we crossing every line. God's child on the mic, yeah, we crossing every line. God's child on the mic, turning coal into ice. God's child on the mic, turning coal into ice. Giving Cowboys Nation a whole new slice of life. No cap in the boost, just the truth and the facts. No cap in the boost, just the truth and the facts. Elite takes on the table, no holding anything back. Get that real Star treatment. May 20th if we lock in. 12 p.m. on the clock, the winning streak begins. Stay hip, stay connected, join the broadcast on the link. We the elite of the nation. Faster than you can blink. The Star Treat DC, yeah, that's the handle, that's the crew. Bringing 5 rings of proof and a vision that's brand new. Navy blue and the gold. Yeah, that's the color of the blood. From the turf to the booth. We rising up out the mud. Iced out pendant swinging, shining like the sun. May 29th at 12, yeah, the work has just begun. Exclusive coverage, top tier minds in the room. Clearing out the competition, hear the rumble and the boom. Elite Dallas Cowboys, yeah, the name says it all. When you dealing with the stars, you never gonna fall. Get that real star treatment, May 20th if we lock in. 12 p.m. on the clock, the winning streak begins. Stay hit, stay connected, join the broadcast on the link. We the elite of the nation, faster than you can blink. The Star Treat DC, yeah, that's the handle, that's the crew. Bringing 5 rings of proof and a vision that's brand new. 5 rings, 1 show, the elite. You heard the stats, you know the history. Now witness the future. Set your reminders, we waiting on you. Get that real star treatment, May 20th if we lock in. 12 p.m. on the clock, the winning streak begins. Stay hip, stay connected, join the broadcast on the link. We the elite of the nation, faster than you can blink. The Star Treat DC, yeah, that's the handle, that's the crew. Bringing 5 rings of proof and a vision that's brand new. Hey, the Star Treat DC, we out. May 29th, don't be late.
When you get to year 11 of this stuff, and it's like, how do you find a motivation, or like, okay, this is still an important time of year? I know it's a dumb question.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get your point. I definitely get the ask, but I'm a big believer you're getting better, you're getting worse. So just when I walk in these doors, anytime I walk in these doors, I'm just trying to be very intentful for anything and everything that I do. Obviously, as you said, being this far in, not only just me, obviously leading the other guys, making sure they understand just how valuable these reps are, how valuable it is, just us getting to be around each other this time of the year, investing in each other, investing in our brotherhood and the culture and everything that we're trying to build. This is the time of the year that we're going to get to hang around outside of the facility together the most. So when I come in, it's just that. It's enjoying the guys in the locker room. It's getting to really know, obviously, all the new guys, the young rookies, while building a culture and a brotherhood. And then anytime we're in the weight room meetings, it's the same old, just being intentful, making sure that I'm getting better, and in every aspect and with whatever is at that moment.
Even though he's not here, you said you had some throwing sessions with George. How have those throwing sessions been?
Yeah, I mean, they were early in the offseason, but they were great. George is George. He's great. He's awesome. The personality, excitement, his energy was consistent as it's been. Those times that I got to throw with him, and honestly, just even communicating with him through phone as we have in these last couple of weeks. Yeah, George is great. I'm excited about where he's going to be. I'm excited about when he gets in and the work that we're going to have to build off of. But yeah, George is George, and he's fine.
What's the early off season mean? February, March?
I don't even know what today is, brother.
It's June.
It's flying by. It's flying by. Probably March, maybe even April, maybe early April.
How many sessions did y'all have?
A few, two to three, something like that. Yeah.
Do you expect it next week, or have you had any conversations about that?
I haven't had any conversations, and to be honest, would love for him to be in, but even if he's in, I doubt it's he's going full go, jumping in the team. I would hope not, to be honest. Just being protected, right, being smart. So just hope he gets in, just to, see some of the new guys, meet some of the new guys, and just, yeah, I'm sure he'll be in.
What has stood out to you about going against this new defense?
A lot. Starting with just their DC, Christian Parker, obviously excited about when we got him, but now having spent time with him, having to compete against him, just his leadership for one. You can feel it amongst each and every one of the position groups on defense. You can feel their intensity. Probably just going against them, their communication. When we motion or we make moves or calls, they're as loud as we are. They're echoing, and just a defense that communicates loud is usually a defense that's sound. So just excited about that. They've already made it hard on me. They've already made some of these practices very competitive, and the trash talking, the energy has been high. It's iron sharpens iron already, and I can tell you it's only going to get better. Camp's going to be fun, and we're going to make it tough on each other best we can.
Back, Ryan Flynn came on a little bit more last year towards the end. What have you seen from him, and what's his next step in getting more incorporated into the offense?
Becoming a big-time guy. I mean, I think it's been beneficial for him, just one, having the year he had, but then getting in this offseason and not having GP here, and then even days, right, where maybe C's not here. he's the one guy in a sense. And for him to get in there and to take those reps, him to be in a primary role and has shown up each and every day with the right energy, but making plays out there, becoming a leader, becoming a vocal guy. I expect big things for him, but that's just who Flo is.
The QB room has changed again. How competitive is that competition with Joe and Sam behind you right now?
Yeah, competitive. I mean, they're switching it out, right? I'm pretty sure it's an even rep count from the moment Sam's got here. And obviously we promote competition on every which way, and that's why I tell those guys they should be competing to push me as well. So that's the culture in the room we're creating. We're brothers through it all, but we're going to push each other, and we're going to try to get the best out of each other by bringing our best each day. And so it's been exciting. It's been a great room. I'm excited for both of those two and love the way that they're competing.
What's different about Coach Schottenheimer in year two?
A lot. I mean, honestly, I think that would be it's hard to say this early. I think as a year one guy, and he even alluded to it, he wanted to be the main voice, making sure he's kind of the only voice, and he was, to now he's still the voice, but he's given the players and this culture that we're building and encouraging some of these other guys, these leaders, to step up and creating more leaders and more more ownership, I guess you can say, like from the players. And we're feeling that, whether it be our leadership council, whether it just be in our individual rooms. He's promoting guys to speak up, all ages, and guys have really taken on to that. And it's been fun watching guys step up into these roles and help grow this culture.
What's different about this offseason for you? Have you scaled up a little bit?
You ask me that every offseason. Every offseason. It's the black. It's the black. I've been had the six-pack. I don't know where you've been. I had the six-pack. But no, not really. No, not really.
Nobody changed at all. Just piggybacking on what you did last year.
Piggybacking on what I've been, yeah. Stress may help lose a little weight here and there, but we're good.
You open that door.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to shut it right there.
Getting better or getting worse? What are you working on to get better on the field? You had a great year last year.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that just jumps out is the footwork. It was, obviously last year was I added some drops into the game, whether it be play actions or whether it just be more five-step from the gun. So just going into year two in that, trying to make sure that's not even a thought process, that my footwork is just second nature, and just little nuances in that. Just trying to get better, whether it's turning my toe here or there or keeping my base a little bit wider. Always just trying to push the envelope.
What excites you about Jaden Blue?
Yeah, obviously a guy that came on last year that had some moments, some flashes, but a young guy that's very, very talented. He's growing. His ears are open. He's listening. And you get the ball in his hand with his speed, with his ability to make people miss. It can be fun. So we just got to find ways to do that.
Sam has talked about how he kind of looked up to you growing up, and he's been in the league for 6 years. Has it flown by that much for you? Does 2016 feel like that long ago?
Kind of both. It feels like yesterday at times, and then we're watching cut-ups or clips from, maybe plays back then, and I look at myself and realize, like, the way I even look to Clarence's point or the way that I'm playing the game, it feels like a long time ago from that standpoint. And so, as I was saying, I'm just trying to be intentful every time that I come in here and making sure I give all these young guys every lesson that I've learned on and off the field to make sure that they can get through them as they come up in their life faster. Being intentful about everything we do. I let them know, and you're going into year 11. Like, you're still going to see me taking notes, being diligent to the atoms. You're going to still see me finishing after rep. And the point being is, if I'm doing it, everybody should do it. And that's the way to make it in this league. Control what you can control, and just trying to be an example for that for all these young guys. And yeah, I mean, I've had teammates now tell me, Tyler Guyton loves to tell me that he was in middle school, when I was playing. And so I was watching you in middle school. So now I'm getting reminded often of what everybody was doing 10 years ago.
What do you think of the Rams' moves this offseason? When they get Myles Garrett and they give the quarterback $50 million, what do you think about what they're trying to do over there?
We're trying to win, so are we. It's different ways to do it for everybody, different strokes, different folks. Obviously, that's a hell of an add Myles Garrett, but they let go of a hell of a player too. So it's great for them, obviously, but we got to take care of ourselves here. This is way too early to be looking left or right or around the block at what somebody's doing. This is the most important time for us to worry about us, and then we can worry about the Rams when we play them, or in preseason if we scrimmage them.
You mentioned the young guys. What have you liked about this rookie class and how they've attacked becoming pros in the NFL?
Yeah, very, very mature rookie class. I don't know if it's a part of, just the age, right? Just being blunt, the guys are coming in much older than they were in the past or have in the past and have a lot more experience. And so, you feel that. You can feel they're not the young 19-year-olds or whatever it is, or just trying to learn. They're coming in, they understand that there's a way here. These guys have been managing money. They've been doing a lot of the pro things now for a couple of years. So I credit them. They've come in with the right mindset, with the idea to listen, to earn my respect, but at the same time, I've got to go and put stuff on the field to make sure that I can impact and help this team, and every one of them. Credit Caleb and Malachi obviously being the first rounders. The first rounders usually kind of, called the leaders of that group, but I can tell you there's a lot of gems in that group, whether it just be talent or whether it be personality and men, and they're going to help this team.
Caleb, what do you see from him when you talk about what he's shown you?
Yeah, true young pro. Super, super excited for him. Young career, long career ahead of him. Could talk about him honestly all day. I've got now a chance to spend some time with him here, golfed with him outside the facility. He's wired the right way. I'm super excited for him to be on that defense, to lead that defense, not just the defense, this team. He's a good example of pretty much that whole class, that whole rookie class, and they all follow his lead to that extent. And impressed, very impressed. Pretty good. It was impressed there.
Did he beat you?
He beat me. He beat me. He did.
Do you feel like Goldman?
No, it's fair to ask. No, I don't. I really don't. And I was talking to somebody outside of the building. It was some, a leader in their workplace, and they were talking about getting older and relating to other people. And I said, it's on us. It's on us to feel old, and it's on us to relate. We can find something in common with each and every one of these people, but it's on us to approach them and to have those conversations. So, if they just tell me, 10 years, this and that, I feel old. But when I get to, what have you done in the last 10 years and find out where they're from, how many brothers and sisters they have, what their parents do, there's always commonality, and you can find it. And so for me, it's just about doing that. Then that allows me to relate to them, and then, make them feel free and comfortable. They can come up and bring anything up to me.
Speaking of relating, can you relate to some of your contemporaries like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and their quest to try to win a championship, because that is where you're judged in a sense?
Sure. Stone, absolutely. You play in this position, I've said it before, that's how you're judged, is winning the last game and winning that game, and anything other than that, you're warranted to get, because you haven't won that game. And so if you're not wired that way, and if that's not what pushes you, you should probably find a different job in a different position. So I think we all feel the same, and if I know those guys are like me, it's an obsession. So it's about making sure that you give everything you can to this team and give them the chance to do that.
I don't know if you've seen, but this San Antonio Spurs do this pre-game thing. That's kind of like your have you seen it? What have you thought of it?
I've definitely seen it. Definitely pulling for him. Obviously, not only because of that, but because of Texas as well. It was just super cool. Obviously, I got sent to me numbers of times from different people, but it was just funny. Obviously, they added their own mix into it. They've got some good hips, and hopefully they get some game 4.
Did Lane Kiffin send you those shoes?
Absolutely not. Hell State.
Just checking. You noticed incremental areas where y'all can improve. What was the biggest one you said?
Yeah, red zone. Just plain and simple red zone. We talked about it last year throughout the year, and so you get into the offseason, you look at the numbers. I don't remember exactly what it was, but one of them we were, I think, 30th in some red zone ranking, and that's just unacceptable, especially with the players we have, the talent we have, the coaches we have, the schemers. So that was put on notice for everybody, the whole unit, and we're all pushing not only get better in that, but as you said, every aspect. But that's a place that you have to get better at.
Overshown said that he has wanted to be a linebacker since his rookie year. How do you see him in that role? How do you see him being successful?
Yeah, one is the guy he is, the personality, the way that he's wired. He wants to command. He wants to make the calls. He wants to put everybody in the right spot. And so, it's very, very fitting. Obviously, he's a locker mate next to mine, and you feel his aura. You understand how people see him. People relate to him. He influences people, not just the linebackers, not just defense, but across the team. And I think that's a hell of a position for him. Obviously, his speed. He can go sideline to sideline. He's a smart player. I'm super excited for him.
One more.
What's the makeup of the best linebackers you've played against?
knowledge. I just think about, practicing against Sean Lee for years, playing against Luke Kuechly. Obviously, Fred Warner's a hell of a player. A lot of times they have an idea of what's going on, a pretty good idea of what's going on before the ball snap, whether it be the formation, whether it be something that some players given up on film, but they're usually film junkies. They're super smart. They're the quarterbacks of the defense, and you can feel it from them communicating, them making their calls, getting people in place, and then always being around the ball.
808 thump. Hey, Elite Nation. If you ain't following yet, what we doing? It's the Star Treatment, where Big D's new era get the boy a welcome. Hit that follow button at the Star Treat DC. THE Star Treat DC. Again, that's at the Star Treat DC. Drop a star in the comments, slide in the DMs. Tell a friend to tell a friend we moving as a team. Godchild signing on. Stay royal. Elite Nation.
All right, man. You listen to the leader of the team, Dak Prescott, talk about just trying to get better in year, I believe, 11 for him, trying to get better at his position, and then letting it start with him and setting the tone so that everybody else can follow his lead. All right, so a lot of good things, man, from the sound bites. I hope you appreciate it. I had 2 on here, kind of went an extra 30 minutes over because I wanted to make sure that the content and everything that was put together today was talked about on the show. Those 2 sound bites, I'll just save them for the next show. All right, make sure that you follow us again on the social medias, on Twitter X, on TikTok, and on Instagram at The Star Treat DC, the Star Treatment Podcast, everything elite to Elite Nation. Is everything Dallas Cowboys and more. Follow us on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube at The Star Treatment. And again, on Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok at The Star Treat DC. Help us grow by liking, sharing, and interacting with us everywhere. Jump right in the live chat as we're streaming live. And you can even still put comments in there after the show goes in the podcast form. And we're just trying to stack the shows right now to get us on all of the podcast platforms so that we can grow that way as well. I need your help, though, trying to grow so that we can live stream on Facebook and get some of the streams and stuff up in the subscription, the subscribers, and the folks following us on Facebook and YouTube so that we can stream live to Facebook and YouTube as well. All right. So we're trying to be covered on all of the platforms. Again, Star Treatment, a podcast, everything elite for Cowboys fans everywhere, Cowboys Nation, and what we call here our fan base, Elite Nation. Follow our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. We got to get those subscriptions up and got to get those followers up so we can live stream on YouTube and on Facebook. But you can follow us at The Star Treat DC. Again, at The Star Treat DC. Again, at The Star Treat DC on Twitter X, on TikTok, and Instagram. All right. And if you're listening to the show right now or watching us on Twitter X, which we're live streaming, and on Instagram, we're live streaming right now. We're trying to get those followers up on Twitter X. Just scan that QR code in the corner right there. It'll take you straight to our Twitter X account, and you can just follow us back that way. We always keep a link in there for our live stream. So anytime we live stream, you just click that link on all of our social networks. All right. About to get out of here. Y'all take it easy. God bless. Can't wait for the next show. Y'all take it easy, Cowboy Nation. Let's do this. Help us grow. Spread the word. Share any post. Share any content. And make sure you drop us a line as well. Y'all take it easy. God bless. See you on the next show.
Treatment.
Welcome to the Star Treatment, the elite Dallas Cowboys podcast. I am your host, God's Child. Follow us everywhere at the Star Treat DC.
That's a wrap on another episode. Lead Nation, the Star Treatment, the only Cowboys podcast to talk to you, not at you. From Shoddy standard to CP's defense, from Dak and the A1s to dogs in the trenches. We covered it all, we broke it all down. Big D's new era, the royal welcome in town. But the show don't stop when the mic go off. We keep the movement alive across every platform. Follow us at the Star Treat DC, THE Star Treat DC. Again, that's at the Star Treat DC. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the whole thing. Tap in with the family. Hit a bell ring. Until next week, stay royal, elite nation. God shout out the Star Treatment, baby.